in a bottle. But will he get hit by lightning from this young, quick, strong world champion? Devin Haney, the Dream, in the purple trunks. Gamboa in the blue and white.
And when you watch Gamboa's past fights, he can get reckless in the ring. When he does, he gets hit with a lot of punches that he doesn't see. It happened with Terrence Crawford. It happened with Gervonta Davis. You want to go back even further, it happened with Michael Farina.
And wouldn't get off his stool. But
you don't like to use the word quit.
I don't like to use the quit in that fight. I think Gamboa just got the fight beaten out of him in that fight.
And he did, at the end of that fight, effectively say no mas. He was done.
There you go. If you're going to use that, because look, the great Robert Duran, you will never dare call him a quitter, but he was in a fight where he said no mas, but he's the opposite of a quitter. So I think there was a similar thing that happened there with Gamboa, but he's definitely not a quitter.
Devin Haney told us he's not content just to knock Gamboa down. He wants to knock him down 4 times and then finish him.
I love that right hand that he's throwing to the gut. He did right there. But normally Haney steps back and counters nicely.
Stop! Hey, wait, guys, watch your hands. You're gonna box. Don't watch your hands. Let's go. Time!
Fought mostly on the outside, but he was counter-punching well, landing the cleaner shots. 10-9, Devin Haney through 1.
Gervonta Davis laid down the marker in his fight against Gamboa. Was able to finish him in round 12. Haney promises to beat that.
Sergio, this kind of distance is not where Gamboa wants to be. I mean, Haney, the longer fighter, rangier, better jab. Gamboa's going to have to get on the inside to be effective.
Easier said than done. I mean, Haney has 6 inches in reach, especially for a young fighter like Haney. But that's a young champion we're talking about in Haney at 21 years old. So he's not like any other young fighter. I mean, he had that amateur pedigree with 7 times. Bill Haney yelling at his son, stay long on him, and that's exactly what he wants to do. So expect him to come over the top with something, either left or right hooks.
Still waiting to see Gamboa land something of consequence.
It's hard to land anything when you can't break the distance. He's a shorter man trying to look in, and then he gets speared with something like that.
There's a right hand from Gamboa.
You mentioned that Gamboa looked all week like he was struggling to get down to 135 pounds. Devin Haney said this was the easiest he's made weight in his career as a lightweight.
Yeah, that long layoff really paid off for Haney. He said just physically and mentally he needed that. His whole life is boxing. Sometimes it's, fighters like Gamboa are too old to help what they really are or what they become. I mean, at 38 years old, does he have the legs to be as explosive as he used to be?
Haney landing 24 punches through round 3, Gamboa 11. And here's a stat for you. Coming into this fight, Haney has a streak of 41 consecutive rounds in which he landed more total punches than his opponent. More active, more accurate. Devin Haney.
Nice right hand by Haney.
Well, look, we talk about the lightweight division, and Teofimo Lopez is at the top. Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Davis, 2 of the more marketable fighters in that division. But there are people in boxing that will tell you that Devin Haney is the most talented of these young lightweights. His skill is widely respected.
Big right hand there from Devin Haney. Going downstairs and then trades a left hook.
Man, just beautiful combinations. He stepped back.
We're in round 5, scheduled for 12. Devin Haney the champ, Gamboa the challenger. So far, it has been all Devin Haney.
And everything off that jab. Just a beautiful, sharp jab from Haney.
Oh, there's some activity from Gamboa. A left hook on the inside. Chris, how does Gamboa's footwork look after that injury?
Look, it's hard to tell if it's the injury or the age. He is 38 years old. He's been far more effective at 126 and 130. It's just tough to figure.
No, it's the age. I mean, I can vouch for that. At 38 years old, they're gone. And that's the reason, a lot of fighters retire around that age, because it's just if you're a fighter
For
that
his daughter's birthday party, and that's when he said, you know what, I'm going to search for a better life. He defected while in Venezuela in 2007, along with 2 other members of the Cuban national team. They went to Germany, and eventually Gamboa came to the United States.
Oh, what a body shot on the inside by Haney.
Okay, stop! Stop! Don't punch! Don't punch! Let go! Let go! Let go! Let go! Gamboa, don't hold!
And that's where Gamboa, you would think, would want the fight on the inside.
Way too sharp, way too powerful and explosive. See how Gamboa just fell off balance right there coming forward? That's what Haney wants him to do. That explosiveness is not there by Gamboa, so the only way he's going to be successful is if Haney stays in front of him or he fights in the inside, which he's not going to do. The intensity will die down the second half of the fight for Gamboa, and that's where Haney should pounce on that.
Oh, big left hook. Gamboa's head snapped to the left. Takes another one.
Every time you see a fighter shake their head and say, that didn't hurt, it hurt.
And these are the punches I was talking about earlier. It's the left and right hooks around the guard, but he's setting them up with those sharp stabbing right hands.
Oh, and a big overhand right. How did Gamboa stand up from that one? Heavy, heavy punches landing for the Dream. Gamboa turns 39 years old in December. Haney turns 22 in 2 weeks. 17 years difference. Oh, nice left hand there from Gamboa. He's got Haney backed against the ropes momentarily.
Haney was trying to set him up with a step back right uppercut. See, that's the reason Gamboa can't just break that distance and go in recklessly, because there's a right uppercut, there's a right overhand right coming at you, so you have to be careful if you're Gamboa.
And by what you've seen so far, Chris, which one of the young guns do you think Devin Haney would have the most success with? Would it be Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis, or Lopez?
Look, I think he'd have success against all of them. He's extremely talented. That's not the question. The question is, can he make himself marketable enough for those fighters to want to fight him? I mean, Ryan Garcia has never won a title, but you hear Bob Arum mention Ryan Garcia. You hear Floyd Mayweather mention Ryan Garcia, because Ryan Garcia is an extremely marketable opponent because of his following and because of his explosiveness. Devin Haney needs explosiveness in a fight like this.
Haney's coming forward now. He's breaking his own distance. He must sense that Gamboa's strength is sapping, because he's coming forward now and doing what he shouldn't do, but now he sees that it's being effective.
Haney told us he wanted to do better against Gamboa than Terrence Crawford did.
Tonight he has a good chin, but normally Gamboa is very chinny. I mean, he's been down 11 times in the last 10 fights, so the chin is what really surprised me tonight with Gamboa.
Well, you know, I'm sure Gervonta Davis is watching right now saying, no. It's not Gamboa's chin. It's that Devin Haney doesn't hit as hard as I do. That's why he's not going down.
That could be the case as well, but I can tell you right now, I mean, he's fighting the biggest name on his resume, a fighter that's been in there with the best. And Gamboa may not have the legs under him anymore, but he still has that power and that experience that you have to respect.
Well, it's also a very different Gamboa. And maybe it's the age, maybe it's the legs, but most of us have watched Gamboa fight, you know, on national TV his entire career. And he's fought kind of one specific way. He's gone in kind of a whirling dervish of punches, shown power, and sometimes that power leads you to get clipped. He hasn't been that type of fighter in this fight.
Good power jab there from Devin Haney.
Pulling back with his arms down. He's having success finally landing some punches inside, but he's pulling back with his arms down. Very dangerous.
Total jabs landed. Devin Haney with 39 at 140. Gamboa 16 at 133.
There's that left hook. Those are the shots that usually end up catching Gamboa. Crawford caught him with those. Tank Davis caught him with those.
Counter straight right hand. Oh. We're talking about the expectations for Devin Haney. Is this the kind of Gamboa you expected to see here tonight, Sergio?
I expected to see this Devin Haney. How about that? I mean, he's really looking as sharp as you can possibly look with a two-time champion. I mean, mind you, okay, Yuroki's Gamboa, you know what we have with him. You know, an older fighter at 38 years old. But Haney, you know, and there's your answer right there, Chris, because, you know, that's the heart of Gamboa, I'm telling you.
Okay, break, don't punch, don't punch. Okay, break, stop.
And he just missed
was
on
thinking the
that right
same
hand.
thing.
Just clipped the tip of the jaw with that right hand.
And
Good
those
punch.
are the punches I was talking about earlier, the ones that are going to come around the glove, whether it's a left or a right, but it's going to be more of a hook. He jumped in with a left hook right there. All Gamboa can do is hold down.
1 point holding. No more. Let's go.
Sergio, I brought this up with Rydell Booker in the last fight. Gamboa is a tough guy, but you've seen a lot of his fights. Do you get the sense he's in this fight to win?
He was in this fight to win, not the second half. I'm telling you, that the intensity has died down because the fatigue has set into his legs. Right now, Haney senses that, and that's why he's taking more chances. Expect Haney to walk back Gamboa and take a couple more chances offensively.
.30 seconds to go here in the second to last round. A round which saw Gamboa have a point deducted for holding.
Oh, what a body shot right there by Haney.
How hard will Haney go for the knockout? I remember when Terrence Crawford fought Jose Benavidez. He was winning that fight, but came out, went for glory, and got the 12th round KO. Let's see if Haney can do it.
You heard what Bill Haney, his father, said in the corner, said bully the hell out of him this round. Normally, in the last round, you just, since you won every round, you want to just cruise into the decision. Not this time. Haney's looking for a knockout.
Once again, want to apologize for the language coming out of the corner of Devin Haney. Not hiding in this round, is he?
Stop, don't punch, break, both of you. Let's go.
Haney slinging them shots. Right uppercuts, left hooks.
90 seconds to go. Haney wanted 4 knockdowns. He'll take 1 at this point. Shoulder, it looks pretty darn good.
Shot to the body.
Stop, right?
Will we have some late fireworks here? 30 seconds to go. Final round.
Right?
Again, just off the mark for Haney.
Haney's looking for a home run, I'm telling you, whether it's a right uppercut and left hook. He's looking and barely missing.
And that will do it.